Hi guys, welcome back to L'Amour et la Musique and commence end of year content. 2022 is coming to a close, and because I had dubbed 2022 my year of makeup, I thought it would be fitting to do a video kind of recapping the year in makeup for me, all the makeup that I loved and hated during 2022. This is not replacing an annual beauty favorites. I will still be doing one of those. It probably is just gonna be coming later in January. The reason that I had dubbed 2022 the year of makeup for me is that I was just so, and really continue to be, painfully bored with skincare, which was a big shift for me because for many years in my eco beauty life content creation world, I was very ignited by skincare in the organic eco space. But then I entered the phase of having babies and being postpartum, and I think that coupled with very far-reaching oversaturation of the organic eco clean skincare market just led to a lot of fatigue. And so yeah, I just became very sensitive to a lot of products. I wanted the bare minimum, but I still had this yearning for beauty rituals. I decided that I wanted to deep dive into makeup more this year, and it's been an incredible year beauty-wise for me. I've discovered some truly exceptional products and brands. As it goes, there have also been some brands and products that have been more middling or that I've had evolving experiences with, and then there have been things that I have just flat out disliked. Okay, let's start this video out with the makeup brand of the year for me. If you follow me on Instagram, or I guess even on here, or you're on Patreon, this will be old news at this point. My favorite makeup discovery of the entire year has been Manasi 7. This is my collection of the pots of Manasi products. I also have a bunch, this is a little hard to pick up. I have a bunch of Manasi in here in kind of my everyday makeup bag, which I just had to upgrade to be a larger bag. And now I use my smaller, let me show you guys this too. This is where I keep all of my eye makeup. This had been my everyday makeup bag, but I had to get a bigger one. So Manasi 7 is a Swedish beyond organic makeup brand. I would consider them. They really go the extra mile in terms of sourcing, keeping a very sustainable production loop going, and the products are truly exceptional. I've known about the brand for years and years. I saw them featured on Beauty Habit, but this is a brand that actually I think requires a lot of education, I guess, or at least the initiative to want to really dive in, because it's a little bit overwhelming to navigate. There's tons and tons of these color pots. It's hard to know what to choose, but I just decided that I wanted to dive in. I'm so glad that I did. I do need to do a complete Manasi brand review because I have about 90% of the brand, everything from the powders to the mascara to, you know, 90% of the color pots. Powder products, I use the powder in my brows every single day. It totally has changed my brow life and how I feel about my eyebrows. Everything is just beyond. If you don't want to wait for the brand review, which probably will happen in the new year, I do have an podcast episode on Patreon with a kind of an introduction to Manasi 7, where I kind of talk through the brand conceptually. I talk about these color pots in terms of undertone, cool, neutral, warm, spring, summer colors, fall, winter colors, bolds versus neutrals, all of that. So if you need an orientation and you don't want to wait for my full brand review video on YouTube, which I am going to do, that podcast is available. It's just $3 a month to access all of the podcast episodes I did in 2022. So I produced 12 Your Purpose is Beauty episodes, but they are all on Patreon. They're all solo shows. Just of me. I have not had a chance to get back to interviews. I am wearing one of the color pots on my lips today. This is Curranberry. That's it with just a little bit of lip liner, and I'm wearing Manchetti on my face, which actually is pulling a little bit warm because I had a bit of Mangala still on my brush. So I need to get better about fully wiping off my brushes before I kind of go in with makeup. Let's move on, even though I could keep talking about Manasi pretty much indefinitely. The other brand that I spent a lot of time getting to know this year is a Canadian makeup brand called Haute Cosmetics. They may look a little bit unassuming, but this brand, unbeknownst to me, I had not remembered at all. I had tested 8 years ago, I think, when a sample of the coconut BB cream showed up in a Petit Vour box. I used to get that subscription box back in the day. I have old videos on my YouTube channel unboxing the Petit Vour boxes, and I actually discovered some great brands from that box. Evolve H, Earth Body, Sacred Skincare, old school days. I rediscovered this brand. I honestly don't even remember how. I've really been very captivated by the brand. Please be forewarned, I give this disclaimer every time I talk about them. It's a challenging brand to navigate because there are a ton of SKUs and the website is complicated. There's 4 or 5 different complexion products, there's concealing products, there's brightening products, which I have, there's a whole suite of skincare and supplements, and it just goes on and on. The woman behind the brand is a makeup artist named Joanne. And I have placed, you know, a number of orders to test out products, to get samples. Like, this is how the samples come. It's really not very ideal, but I just had this real yearning to explore this brand because the ingredients are exceptional. She does not formulate with common ingredients, even in the eco world, like titanium dioxide and mica. So she kind of is like a whole other level of discerning. And everything can be bespoke. So you can do custom consults with her. She can make custom colors for you. So it's really very personalized. And I think that that's a great experience, especially in the world of, you know, trying makeup on an AI avatar. Like, stop. So I want to go in the completely other direction and have, you know, this very niche experience that there's a real person behind that. And the main products that I love are and this is after a lot of trial and error, are the Dewy HDD cream for a base. I also love this coconut cream. It's like the best makeup primer I've ever used if my skin is feeling dry. Love this so much. I have several of her brighteners in beige and pink. This replaced the Fit Glow corrector for me, which I was just kind of over. I had used that product for a couple of years and I'm going for a more matte under eye these days. And most concealing products, at least in the eco space, kick up shine under the eyes. And so this is just a really nice product. These are the Dewy HDDs. Some of the color products, I have so many color products with Manasi, but she just has so many options, and I'm looking forward to continuing to round out my Haute additions to my makeup collection in the new year. Okay, moving along, I definitely have to say that the Gressa eye tints were a favorite product of mine this year. I have quite a collection. I have Obscure, Charbonne, this is Lilith, actually a lip boost, but I do use that on my face as well. Butter Rum is probably the #1. I always thought this was gonna be much too warm of a color for me, but it's beautiful. I really absolutely love it. I have Roasted, which is a very cool gray. If you are truly looking for a product that's gonna crease very minimally and has exceptional longevity, I would recommend these. I love the Manasi eye colors as well, but very different formulas and finish and wear. These are definitely going to crease and fade. We've talked about that a lot of other places, but the eye tints, the Gressa eye tints, are really probably the best wearing eye color product in the eco space I have ever come across. But keep in mind that I don't really use a lot of the now mainstream clean beauty brands anymore, like Kosas or Ilia. I just have gotten away from them. I like the smaller, more still independent businesses. It's possible that those brands could have pretty indelible eye colors as well, but highly recommend the Gressa eye tints. I'm really looking forward to trying the Gressa concealer in the new year. I definitely will be picking up one of those to try. The Rye Brow Grooming Serum, I wish I had the box that this comes in to show you because it's like a work of art. It's absolutely beautiful. It has just a beautiful print on it. This is my second tube of this. I will repurchase it for life. I'll try and do a video just on my brow routine. Not that I have, you know, perfect, enviable brows. I certainly do not, but I have made some good advances this year. I've been using the Maya Chia Powerful in my brows. I truly think it has helped. I got the Plume lash trimming scissors. I have been using this with the Manasi powder in my brows, and I just feel better about my brows than I probably ever have. This is pricey, but it will last you about 5 to 6 months in my experience, because it's much larger than a traditional eyebrow product tube. They're usually like half this size. So do keep that in mind when you see the price, but I love it. It's not like a super stiff hold. It is a flexible hold, which I like. And it's clear, it's not tinted. I am done with tinted brow gels for the most part. I do not like them. I like the clear brow gel and brow powder. That's where I'm at right now with brows. Okay, this is a bit of a later in the year discovery, but I really do think it's the one. After I finally had to just give up trying the Surratt Autographique. This was my favorite liquid liner for years and years, but I just have not had success with it. I think they either reformulated it, changed facilities. I don't know what happened to it, but couldn't get it to work for me. I've tried so many other liquid liners. I was also using the Natasha Denona Macro Blade, but kind of freaks me out how black and waterproof it is. I don't know, I don't need it to be like that intense. Plume Nourish and Line liquid eyeliner. I'm wearing it today. It is an incredible liquid liner. It is a brush tip, not a felt tip, but as far as a brush tip goes, I find it easy to use. It lasts all day long. It's easy to remove. It's super black. It does not dry down to a weird lacquer-like finish. Some liquid liners do that. More to come probably when I do my liquid liner lineup video. Okay, now we can talk about a couple of lash products. This is definitely a favorite product of the year, the Fit Glow Beauty Plum Lash Primer. I've been trying lash primers since, you know, I was trying the Lancome lash primers. Most of the time I find them not worth the effort, but I have to say I really like this. Also, if you can't wear black mascara for whatever reason, like it's too harsh on you, this is a really beautiful plum color and it can function as a standalone product. I just find it incredible for separating out and slightly volumizing the lashes. It just makes mascara application go on beautifully. It's less work to apply your mascara and build up. So I just find this to be incredible. It came in the Beauty Heroes Makeup Discovery box. I think that box came maybe 3 months ago now. I think it was maybe in September. And this will definitely be a repurchase for me. I really love it. I pretty much used 2 mascaras all year. I stopped using the Kosas Big Clean, even though their reformulation of it, I do think is pretty good. I don't like the way that this smells. It has a rose smell to it that I think is weird. Yeah, it's a pretty good mascara. I just kind of was over it. I had been using it for a couple of years. And this year I used the KRW's Impossible Mascara and the Manasi Precision Mascara in Obsidian. I like both of these a lot. KRW's I just have a sort of an ideological split with, even though every brand, it seems like, unfortunately, is starting to collaborate with Kardashians. I did a chatty get ready with me talking about the devolution of KRW's. Maybe it's been a long time coming, I don't know. But this is a good mascara. If I were to make exceptions and continue to buy from KRW's, which I might, I don't know yet, it would probably be this mascara and the cream foundation. Those are my 2 favorite products from KRW's. Fit Glow lip liners and eyeliners, pencil form. These are so good. I really think that Fit Glow makes some of the best makeup in the eco space. I do not like their skincare at all. I've talked about this so many other places. My favorites for the year that I really loved were definitely their pencil products. The one I have used the most is definitely Mulberry. This is like an everyday eye pencil for me. The lip liners are so good. Buff is like an everyday shade for me. This is a really unique, beautiful, I would say it's a relatively cool toned pink. I have their red. The only one I'm not as nuts about really is their black. I think I still prefer my Antonym black pencil liner, but this is just a little smudgier and it transfers a little bit more. But overall, such good products. I think I want to buy a backup already of Mulberry because I'm afraid that, you know, all these brands are folding. Vapor is folding. It's like, what's going to be next, you know? Fit Glow seems like they're thriving, but I guess you never really know. I have 2 of these, but I can only find 1. The EA Beauté lipsticks are incredible. Number 21 is the one that I've worn the most. It's my kind of only classic red lipstick in my collection, but because I have so many Manassi ColourPots, I'm not reaching for traditional lipsticks as much lately. EA Beauté lipsticks are so amazing, they really are. And then I also wanted to mention the Pure Flush Serum, which I tried this year. This is you can use it kind of all over as part of a skincare routine, or you can just concentrate this product on the cheeks. It gives a really, really nice, healthy looking flush and finish to the skin, very dewy, smells really nice. I like the product a lot. So EA Beauté, definitely another love this year. Okay, just a couple more in the loves category. I kind of rue the day I found out that Viseart had expanded into mini palette territory, because I've been buying a lot of Viseart. I don't make a ton of forays into, I guess, conventional makeup, conventional luxury makeup. Sometimes I will, like I have a little Natasha Denona palette I love. I did try Pat McGrath this year, which we're gonna talk about. But Viseart is just a brand that really holds my heart. I love, you know, the French heritage. I've had the Cool Mattes palette for years and years. I love that they're such like a makeup artist centric brand, but they have really gone more consumer facing, and they have put a lot of their palettes in a mini format, so they're more affordable and perfect for, you know, a beauty enthusiast who is never gonna like go through full-size palettes of these. You know, these are $80, and so these are a much lower price point. So I have the neutral mattes in the mini format, and then I have all 3 from their city collection, the San Francisco Etoile, the Paris Etoile, and London Etoile. There's a couple of the little Petit Fours that are on my wish list. I feel like once I have, I think it's Violetta and Pistache, I want those 2 in my collection, and then maybe I'll be, I don't know, I love these. I think they're so beautiful. The quality of the shadows is really, really good. Reignited my love for Viseart, and with this you can do just like such a classic smoky eye or neutral eye and everyday eye. They're just so flexible and versatile, and I love them so much. This is kind of, I don't know if I would consider this a love, but I do like this product. So the Beauty Heroes makeup discovery that they curated a couple of months ago, like I referred to, very hit or miss for me. There's a couple of the things in there that are on my hate list, but they were on my, or strongly dislike list, but they were on my list before Beauty Heroes featured them. These 2 products, and we're gonna end with these 2. The Oyo Lab lip and cheek product and the Air Perez crayon, lip crayon. You can use this though on eyes and cheeks, which I have done, in the color Charm. I like both of these. I think that they are really nice formulas. This pulls really warm on me. It's very similar to the shade Mangala by Manassi 7, but even a little bit warmer. This product from Oyo Lab, it's just like a really perfect no makeup product, especially if you prefer warm leaning makeup. To put this on eyes, cheeks, and lips, you get just like a beautiful monochromatic look. I mean, I guess they say you should only use it on eyes and cheeks, but I mean, you can use it on your lips too, in my opinion. I don't know why you can't. The kind of cooler leaning version of this that works slightly better on my skin tone would be Manassi 7 Manchetti. So this gives me like a beautiful neutral no makeup look, but it's really gonna depend on your own skin tone and undertone. But yeah, I like the formula of that Oyo Lab product a lot. I love a product in a pot. What can I say? I just think it's a pleasure to use. So yeah, these were 2 things that I really enjoyed discovering through Beauty Heroes. Actually, I forgot one thing before we transition to the disliked products. I don't know why it's not on my list, because it's definitely not on my hate list at all. I did discover and try a lot of Salt New York this year. I love that it's an independent brand. It's run by a woman named Kiki, who's based in New York. She's a professional makeup artist, has a YouTube channel that she's not really active on, but I enjoy following her. I think she's a true artist. I tried a bunch of products, The real hit for me with Salt New York was really the Sneaky Balm. That's these 2 pots down here. I'm definitely gonna finish them up. Nothing beats the Sneaky Balm for me in terms of speed. Like if I just need to get something on my face quickly, this is the quickest thing I have. Everything else I have to like open up a pot and mix, and it's more of a process. Even the K-Wise Cream Foundation, which I love, I usually have to do a little bit of priming because it's such a thick, heavy formula. But this is just, I really love it. I don't know that I will repurchase it. I think it's a bit of a better spring summer base product for me. And the ingredients are good for sure, but I don't like that she uses synthetic beeswax. I don't like that she puts things like vitamin C in some of the products. And you know, I had tried quite a few of the other, so it's different formulas between the base and the color and the highlight, and I have some of her color adjusters as well. It just, once I started using Manasi, it was very difficult for me to use other cream color products. I do think the Salt ones are nice. My favorite was probably this coral shade. It's been discontinued. She came out with some new permanent shades. So the brand has kind of been a bit in flux, and a lot of the shades I have are not available anymore. The highlight pans, which I have 2 of, they're just a little bit dry, I guess. Honestly, the Manasi strobe lighter I have is also quite dry. So a cream highlight, I don't have a favorite really, so to speak, yet. But this was definitely a brand I really enjoyed this year, in particular, the Sneaky Balm. While I wipe this off my hand, let's gear up to talk about the stuff that I hated in 2022. Now, obviously, please keep in mind, this is very, very subjective. A lot of it has to do just with my preferences in terms of textures and colors and aesthetic and all of that. So I know that some things I'm going to talk about are very, you know, well loved by other people, and that's okay, right? It's okay. The first brand I want to mention probably surprise a lot of people because this brand I discovered around the same time as Salt New York. It's kind of a darling of social media and beauty bloggers, at least like the smaller or mid-level beauty content creators that I know a lot of you watch. That brand is Phytosurgeons. I so deeply wanted to like this brand. Again, it's a small independent brand. I think the man behind the brand his name is Jason. He's based in Vancouver, I believe, BC. I love supporting a small independent brand. So I certainly do not, you know, regret doing that. I tried 3 of the eye shades and 1 of the cream cheek pots. This actually, I have the shade Simmer. It's okay. It's again sort of hard for me to use given I like Manasi so much, but it is a very pretty kind of cool toned, slight lavender undertone blush. There have been instances when I thought, oh, this would be the perfect thing for what I'm looking for, so I may keep this around in my collection. The products that were, I guess, the biggest disappointment for me that I did not care for were the cream eyeshadows. I had the shade Deeply Rooted, Chilled Cherry, and Defiant Dahlia. Now, my main issue is that there's very little differentiation in shades. Now, he has different collections like the Weathered Woods, and I forget, that's like the main one that's popping to mind. The shades are all very similar, and in my opinion, they lean very muddy. And I don't know if that's just my complexion, how things show up on me. And then I just also kind of found the formulas to be, you know, they're okay on the eyes, I guess, in terms of, they're very dry. They're like a cream to powder. This was probably my favorite one, Defiant Dahlia, although it was too warm for me. The one I really disliked was Deeply Rooted. I hesitate to say this. I just felt like it looked cheap on me. I did not like the duochrome effect from it at all. I mean, maybe it's just a bit of a younger brand. I just really, really disliked how it looked. They do crease a bit, but as far as like the actual formula, I would say they're decent, but you have to like a dry cream to powder. For me, it was really just like the shades, just not looking good on me. And then Chilled Cherry was also, I actually tried to use this one again recently, and you know, every time I've tried to work with these, I don't like my makeup. I try and fuss with it. It ends up looking even worse. So those are the 3. You can see they just all look like similar. And it's just not my style, I guess, this brand overall. They are a great brand to support if this is more kind of like you're into sort of the grungy, almost 90s type of makeup. I do think that that's their vibe, I would say. After Phytosurgeons, we do have to talk about Pat McGrath. I have not written off this brand completely. I just did not get a good product, I think. I really didn't want to get a whole Mothership palette, although I do now have Mothership 1 Subliminal on my wish list because I've been told by so many people, like the women that come to my live streams and like have really gotten to know my taste in makeup and, you know, what shades look the best on me. That is the one that I have been told by many people is the one for me. So I think I probably will in 2023 pick up that palette to try. Overall, the brand is kind of an anti-Mercedes aesthetic. It's very maximalist, it's very theatrical. It feels very like Astral Bliss-like in an energetic sense, which I'm just not really into. So this is the Celestial Divinity Luxe Quad. I went on to find out, watching Michelle Wong's Mishmas from last year, 2022 Mishmas, her Vlogmas videos. This was actually a holiday release from last year. And this palette and the other one that Pat McGrath released, I think last holiday season, were in a Disappointing Products Declutter from Michelle Wong. So hearing her talk about these actually made me feel better that I just was not having some weird experience with the brand, but the colors were just all kind of off. The colors, the textures, none of it was really doing it for me at all. Like, this is too golden. This has a really weird texture. This has an insane amount of fallout. I'm not interested in using a glitter glue. I'm sorry, I just don't want to go there. And then this was, I don't even remember. It was whatever. I don't know what to do. I really don't want this. I wish we had Makeup Alley. I could swap it away. Highly, highly disappointed with that as my first foray into Pat McGrath. I don't know. I'm gonna give that big palette a try, and we'll revisit this next year, Pat McGrath next year. We do have a little bit of Kjaer Weis to talk about. Some of it looks really beat up because my kids have gotten into this. I have various bags of declutterings that live in my closet, and you know, kids get into everything. Two big disappointments this year from Kjaer Weis were the Beautiful Tint, which I actually have a whole video on my channel of if you want to see. I don't even like it enough to keep using it or try and finish it. And then the brow gel, I would say, was also, I mean, part of it I guess maybe is my fault because I got way too dark of a color. But overall, like, I did not really care for the formula. It was heavy. It kind of left a bit of a crunch in the brows. But I don't know, maybe if I had gotten a lighter color, I got the darkest color, or no, I got medium brown, and I just found it to be way too dark. So big dislikes there. I did also declutter my liquid foundation. So the only Kjaer Weis base product I still have is the cream foundation, which I continue to really like. This I liked for a while. I mean, it does have hyaluronic acid in it. It leaves a very dewy finish. I think maybe I've just gotten into preferring a different finish in my makeup lately, but I do like this, and I covered it really extensively in the Beautiful Tint review, all of the foundations. This is relatively new, and again, will be talked about a little bit more in a future lineup video, but this Rituel de Fille, the Black Orb Kohl liner. I had really high hopes for this. It actually looks so stunning when you first apply it. You can do kind of a smudgy wing. You can use it as a base for smoky eye. It has really bad lasting power, bad longevity. It transfers quite a bit. It's a bit of a mess. I mean, I've barely used it. I will continue to try and play around with it, but so far, really not impressed. Yeah, it's not good. I do not recommend. Now, two products, one I have and one I don't, from the Beauty Heroes Discovery that I talked about liking, the Oyo Lab product and the Air Perez. The Kimiko Superfine Eyebrow Pencil and the Aether Mascara are definitely dislikes for me. I had tried the Kimiko pencil many years ago when Detox Market started carrying this brand. First of all, the color, honestly know if they do more colors in this, but the color that was included in the Beauty Heroes box shows up very warm in my brows. It does not look warm here, but in my brows it picks up warm. It's in the shade Coffee. It used to just be one universal color, but maybe that's different. I haven't looked. I don't like the formula. I think this is annoying to use. In my opinion, if you want a product like this, the Plume pencil is, which I still have, so much better. If I need a really quick eyebrow and I don't have time to do like my powder, which does take more time, this is what I use if I need just like a quick brow pencil. This is a strong dislike. And then the Aether mascara is actually truly a hate. I think it's a bad product in the sense that it actually applies nicely. It's a natural bristled brush. You can get really nice volume with it. It lasts on the lashes really well, but it's so hard to remove that after about 3-ish weeks of using it, it was starting to damage my lashes. And I don't know if that's the formula itself or how difficult it was to remove, maybe both. I just felt like it's the opposite of something like the Manasi mascara, which is truly conditioning to the lashes. Like I feel like my lash health improves with this mascara. It leaves my lashes soft and conditioned, super healthy. And the Aether mascara was destroying my lashes. I don't know, let me know if you had a similar experience or you don't notice or what, I don't know. Definitely like, no, not a good product. And that is actually all I have on my hates, dislikes list. Now I have done some other clearing out. So I don't know if this would be considered dislikes, but I cleared out my final Lisa Eldridge lipstick. I had Skyscraper Rose and Velvet Jazz. I can't remember if I talked about this in my recent makeup declutter that I've done in the last year, but I don't know, Lisa Eldridge is a super unpopular opinion. I'm just not interested in her content anymore. It really pains me to say. Her makeup releases don't interest me. I have to be honest, I don't like the formula of these. Where they excel is obviously the colors are incredible. The formula of Skyscraper Rose, which I forget, it's a different formula than the Velvet Mattes, which Velvet Jazz was. I really didn't like that formula. And I was really always underwhelmed with them, but like trying to go along to get along because it's Lisa Eldridge and like you have to love her. I'm just kind of done. I think that these are much better lipsticks, honestly. I also, and this is sad because I just yesterday found out that Vapor is going out of business. It's, you know, they haven't been the same in a while since they moved out of their stick packaging, which I don't know, they're just like such old school iconic green beauty, and it was always sad for me to see that change happen, you know, into this packaging. But I will say they did continue to put out really beautiful products. I had this bronzer in the shade Eclipse and the highlight stick in the shade Moonlight. Maybe I'll keep using this. My only issue with these two is that they are scented in a way that I think is really kind of gross, honestly, and so that detracted from the product experience for me. But I took them out of my main collection, but I may still kind of hang on to them because they are really nice products. And it's sad to see, you know, more brands continuing to fold. I had cleared out Ie Beauté Bisou just because I want to give this away. The color is not great on me. Manasi Mangala is a much better shade on me personally. What else is in here? Oh, I did declutter my Gressa M&A suit eye tint. I wanted to love this, but it was just, I could never really get the color to work all that well. It's really light. I didn't really like it all over the eye, which is I guess kind of what it's meant for. I wish it was just like a darker cobalt blue. Those are kind of my recent declutters. All the other declutters I think you guys have seen before. Yeah, like a lot of this stuff is old. My Suntegrity powder, my kids got into and kind of wrecked, but I was kind of done using this. Yeah, I decluttered my Fit Glow concealer. That's in here. I decluttered Think Cosmetics, which I had picked up for a project that I never ended up. Oh my God, look at this, you guys. My kids are animals. Ugh, what is life? The only other note to end on would be makeup brushes. So I did do a brush collection video on Patreon. It was a bonus companion many months after the fact, but I did get it done, to the makeup collection declutter video I did, I think in June is when I did that video. And I did a makeup collection video, and my collection has since expanded. I should probably do even another update. And I asked for some more brushes for Christmas, so it's probably gonna grow even more. I probably need a new brush storage solution, but the most noteworthy additions have been the Sonia G Eye Fusion set. This is just 2 of them, but these are meant to be used with cream products. They're a mix of synthetic and goat hair. They are incredible. I sprang for them because of all my Manasi and using a lot of Manasi cream products on the eyes. These are so incredible. Beautylish is the exclusive distributor of Sonia G. And now I want the face fusion brushes as well, because they're so nice. And then at a much lower price point, I can recommend the Antonym Cosmetics brushes. I really like these. I picked them up on a whim from Beauty Heroes just because I was in the mood to buy something and I didn't need any more products at the time. So there's 4 of them, and the one I use the most is, oh, this is a Sonia G, sorry, I thought, yes. Okay, so the 2 that I use the most are the angled brush. I use this in my brows and I love it. It's pretty soft. It's not super stiff, but it just works really well for me. And then this kind of blending brush. This is just so nice for blending out the crease. They're synthetic, so you can use them with cream. And then the spoolie and kind of the flat shader brush I use a little bit less, but I am really happy to have them. So maybe we'll do more makeup brush talk as I continue to oh, and then I also did get 2 new ESOM brushes. Let me see, where are they? W36 and the W01. So a liner brush, and then this is like an outer V color deposit shader blender type of brush, and I love them. ESOM is the house makeup brush brand by Muse Beauty Pro, which is where I get all of my Viseart. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed hearing about all of the makeup that I loved and hated in 2022. I don't see my makeup forays ceasing in the new year. Skincare is still what it is for me. There's products I have and brands that I love. I actually did a video on Patreon recently, my top 8 favorite skincare products from my 8 favorite skincare brands. And if you're looking for recommendations or my state of the union with skincare, that's the best thing to go watch. And I did also have an honorable mention, so I really talked about 9 brands in there. I want to keep going in the makeup direction. I've kind of gotten over my tendency to have like an ultra minimal collection. Maybe eventually I'll kind of go back there, but right now I'm comfortable expanding my collection a bit in a very, you know, thoughtful way. I'm never gonna have the excess that a lot of beauty bloggers do. It's been really good. I hate to say it's been good for my mental health, but makeup has been such an insanely enjoyable part of my life this last year. I think finding these highly artistic brands like Manasi, like Salt, you know, even my Axiology crayons, which my friend Erin inspired me to kind of store them like this, take the labels off. It's almost, it feels more like art supplies. She had referenced someone that she had seen refer to makeup as their art supplies. And that is what this year has felt like for me. And I'm just grateful that I have a platform to share my beauty evolution on. And I would love makeup recommendations. If you have brands or products, whether they be eco, organic, or conventional, if you hit on a brand that I am not gonna buy for whatever reason, like Victoria Beckham or Rose Inc. or Westman Atelier, I'll tell you why. Like, those are just no-goes for me. Any celebrity makeup brand is a no-go for me. It's just a personal principle, I guess. I know the products are gorgeous. I know people really like them, but in that sense, I guess I always will be like the anti-influencer, anti-beauty blogger, because I'm just not gonna do certain things. I do wanna move away from brands that market in ways that I think are really problematic. Those are the larger kind of socio-beauty discussions that I have a lot on Patreon, or it shows up in a lot of my, you know, more private content that I do. So that's all from me for this week. I definitely will be doing a Best of Beauty 2022 video, a Manasi brand review video. I'm probably going to end up doing, the poll is active right now on Patreon, but I think the video for December on Patreon is going to be my Black Friday holiday shopping haul. So everything I bought, M Shops style. I did a lot of damage, so I am excited to show everybody all the stuff that I got, from beauty to gifts to homewares, supplements, clothing. I'm gonna be doing all of that on Patreon this month. So you can go to patreon.com/LaMourLaMusique. There are 4 tiers of nested support, meaning that at the highest tier, you have access to all the content underneath: podcast, video, live Q&A, and live Get Ready with me's. Please always let me know if you have any questions at all about that. They've updated their billing, so it's much more intuitive and makes a lot more sense. And you also have access to my private Instagram stories. So thank you guys again for being here, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.